Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Let's Go Sportsball podcast. I am Ron, joined by my co-host Owen. And I will start out with this, we're only a week away from the draft. At least a little bit over. As of this recording, it's a little over a week away, but it's still going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be great. This NFL draft, man, it's going to be wild. There's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm expecting some big trades to happen.
I will start out with saying we will be live for that draft. So if you want to watch us, feel free to watch us on YouTube, and we will be live there. So I can't wait to see how it goes. Had a couple spring games over the weekend.
And in more important news, I got a Martin Brodeur sweater, so
Brodeur.
Probably the best goalie ever. I mean,
yeah,
it's hard because you have Waugh and Hasek, but I mean Brodeur,
Fleury.
Well, yeah, Fleury too.
Thank you.
And also, the fact that Marty scored goals. Scored 3 of them. One of them in the postseason.
Touche. One of the very few goalies to score a goalie goal.
Oh, yeah. You don't get a lot of those.
But moving on.
I mean, this year we've had 2 with Nedeljkovic and Gustafsson. Gustafsson, legend on my NHL 25 franchise mode team.
So, moving on a little bit, what we're going to talk about is we're going to start off with the MLB / the World Baseball Classic coming up next year. Then we'll talk a little bit about the NFL as well as a little bit of college football as well.
Yep.
Because there's some big news that came out of the college
for your
football.
favorite team.
Oh, shut up. Then we'll talk about baseball and hockey as our last 2 topics.
You mean basketball? Buddy,
Basketball,
I'm the one that went to sleep at 4 a.m. last night.
Oh, hush.
You didn't. You can English. I can't.
Sometimes. But unfortunate news starting off, and I hate to start off the episode like this.
Yeah.
But Octavio Dotel, who appeared in 36 games with the Toronto Blue Jays over his 15-year MLB career, has unfortunately passed away after a rooftop collapsed in his native Dominican Republic. What I have seen from the news is that it was a nightclub. Roof had suddenly collapsed on people there. A lot of people have lost their lives, and a lot of people have been injured by it. Fortunately, he was the one that had his life taken too soon from us, in my opinion. He was a great player. Best wishes to his family and everything. Best recovery for your family. I know how hard it's going to be for them.
Yeah. It's a terrible way to go. I mean, at a club you're there to have a good time, and that's one of the things that unfortunately you don't always expect.
Exactly.
Suddenly, it falls on you. It's horrible. So
it's
certainly a horrible thing to happen, and I like you said, I wish the best for his family.
But we're gonna move on a little bit. I hate to start out, like I said, the episode like that.
Very depressing, but yay baseball!
A little bit of the baseball classic or the World Baseball Classic coming up. That's when multiple teams qualify to try and face off against each other. They have 4 different pools. I'm going to start off with Team USA first, though. Team USA has announced that Mark DeRosa is going to be managing the team in 2026. So this is going to be for USA. So this is going to be a great. I think in my opinion, he's going to be a great manager, and hopefully, USA does win World Baseball Classic. But that's another little, I guess, less than a year away now. So we'll have to see how it goes. But as we look at the pool and the groups, or the pool groups as they stand right now, in Pool A, who will be playing in San Juan, Puerto Rico from March 6th through the 11th, is going to be Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, Panama, and Colombia. Moving on to Pool B, in Houston, Texas from...
Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
Starting in Houston, Texas, March 6th through the 11th. Pool B is going to be USA, Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil.
Italy? Oh, you think they're just going to throw meatballs? Oh, come on, I'm going to throw the meatballs. Oh.
You little son of a gun.
Hey. I'm 5'8". I'm not that little. So in Pool C, we have the teams will be playing in Tokyo, Japan. I'll be honest, I did not expect Japan to be such a big baseball market.
Well, look at Korea as well.
Oh yeah. I don't know. All of Asia is pretty much just a farm team for the Dodgers at this point. You have guys like Sasaki and Shohei basically tearing the league up. So in Pool C, we have Japan, Australia, South Korea, Czechia, and Chinese Taipei.
I don't know why they're called the Chinese Taipei, but they will be playing March 5th through the 10th, so they're playing like a day ahead.
Yeah, and then in Pool D, they will be playing in Miami, Florida. Oh, those poor guys. Who would want to play? Who wants to go to Miami? That place sucks.
Okay. Because Tampa Bay doesn't have a stadium right now.
Yeah, but we still play in Tampa, idiot. So March 6th through 11th, they will be playing. And in Pool D, we have Venezuela, the Dominican Republic, the Netherlands, Israel, and Nicaragua.
It's going to be interesting.
So which pool do you think is going to come out the best from this tournament?
Honestly, it just depends. Because you got Shohei Ohtani going to Japan. You've got some great USA players going to play for USA. You've got some players that are going to be great for Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Dominican Republic, where some, if not majority, of the teams come from. They are players, excuse me.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute.
Wrong way
you
around.
Realize all the teams are in North America,
Yes.
or America, Canada,
North America,
right?
yes.
Yeah, come on.
So looking at it, I could see. I don't know who could come out on top, because I could say Pool A could come out on top, but that would be with Puerto Rico. I could say Pool C comes out on top, but that's because of Japan.
And Korea.
Yeah, I could see Korea, yes. Pool D, I could see Dominican Republic being on top of that, and then for me, it's between USA and Mexico in Pool B. The only reason I'm saying that is because when you look at the Mexican baseball leagues that they have down there, they have quite a bit of players that are really good, and you're not expecting, you don't know how good they're going to be.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It could be a surprise to us. But out of all of them, I want to stick with my joy and pride of the country and saying USA is going to win it all. But I think it will come down to Japan, and I'm having 3 teams on here because it's going to be hard to go against them.
Yeah.
I would say it comes down to Japan or Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. It all 3 of those. It's kind of hard to say how it's going to be, but I think this year is going to be good. I would say Canada has a chance, but I don't know. You guys are better at hockey than you are baseball.
Come on, man. Let's get Connor McDavid out there with a baseball bat.
I would love to see him try and swing.
I actually watched the Tampa Bay Lightning actually play football one time, because they were at the Bucks training facility and they were just playing, and it was actually really funny. It was a really good video.
I could see them trying to play football because they actually know how to lay hits.
Oh yeah.
On players. So I could see that, but I don't know. Baseball, probably not their best. Moving on to the NFL. Moving on.
So,
of course, we know about the draft coming up in a little over a week.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with that. I've been
Shador.
There's been a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of speculation. I've heard people be like, "Oh, this team should trade. Oh, this team shouldn't trade," and then you have Doe Bears.
So look.
It doesn't hit the same as when I say Doe Bears. It doesn't hit the same.
But looking at the draft, I actually saw a mock draft or somewhere saying that Shador has actually dropped in his ratings a little bit.
Really?
So
Shador
I don't know. It's going to be hard. Cam Ward, I think, is still up there last I saw, but
even though he's a goalie for the Hurricanes.
Here we go again. We're not doing a callback.
Okay, buddy.
But moving on, there are a couple of there's one signing that I know of, and that is the Seattle Seahawks and Drew Lock. Somehow he's still playing, but they have signed. I don't have any information on what the contract entails, how long it is, or
How much money
he's getting.
Yeah.
Considering that there was a lot of money put into Arizona's tight end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how, but
I don't know. McBride's good. So
it's football.
Yeah. So the next thing that I want to talk about, speaking of the draft and of your team, the Cleveland Clowns. I mean the Browns. Hey,
watch it now.
Your uncle made that joke. Your cousin made that joke.
Yes.
So I think it's okay that I say that. So shut up.
Shout out to Scott.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us crash at your pad for a while, man. The Browns could reportedly try to draft both Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. According to this, the Texans did something similar when they drafted C.J. Stroud, then traded back up and drafted Will Anderson,
which was
shocking. Ended up being franchise cornerstones in Houston. So as a Browns fan, with this in mind, like the prospect of drafting both Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. I mean, I know you're not a big Travis fan, but I mean, both of them are very good talents. So, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that'd be a good idea, or do you think that's a really stupid idea?
Well, with the Browns now bringing back Joe Flacco,
we'll get to that
a little bit later on. It's hard to say because right now, if the Browns do draft Shedeur and then they go on to trade and they decide to draft Travis Hunter, that's a QB wide receiver duo that is almost unstoppable. I watched some of their highlights throughout Colorado when they played there. They're not that bad.
Yeah,
I think they're great. Is Travis Hunter Heisman worthy? No, but
here we go.
It's still one of those. I don't know. I don't think the Browns need another quarterback. Considering now what has just happened with the signings, as well as other stuff going on, I don't think we need another quarterback. Maybe another wide receiver. I don't know.
Wait, what position does Shedeur Sanders play?
Shedeur Sanders is a quarterback. Travis Hunter Travis Hunter is technically a wide receiver / cornerback. So he's a two-way player.
Okay, I got my players mixed up. I thought Shedeur Sanders was something else, but that
other way. So it would be kind of hard to say that, but we'll just have to see as the draft goes. As I mentioned earlier, I'll just go on and just say this: he's back.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Cleveland Browns
Thank you.
have signed Joe Flacco to terms on a 1-year deal worth $4 million. Now, Joe Flacco did play for the Browns a while ago, and I actually remember before we started this podcast, because him and I were talking about Deshaun Watson, being the
worst quarterback ever.
Probably having one of the worst freaking years ever. And we were talking about that, and he would not shut up about Joe Flacco. He was like, they need to sign Joe Flacco, sign Joe Flacco, sign Joe Flacco. I'm like, dude, chill. Calm down.
And this was during the off season.
Yeah, so... No. This was like in the middle of the season you were yelling about this, too.
Well, yes.
He's mad. But yeah, so they got Flacco back, and I think that this is a very good good idea for the Browns. I mean, after this past year with frankly the horrible quarterbacking that we had with he who must not be named.
Yes.
And
even though we named him earlier.
Yeah, you know what? Just shut up. and then you had a famous Jameis who was kind of a mess at times.
But he was good.
Yeah, no.
It's just
No, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying he wasn't as good as, he needed to be for the Browns.
Yeah.
And then, you had Dorn, and then you had what's his face? The other guy.
There's a lot of different quarterbacks.
I don't know.
We've been through
beforehand.
Browns have been through so many. I can't name one.
Dorian Finney-Smith, is that his name, or is that something else?
Darian Thompson Robinson.
That guy too. But yeah.
DTR.
So he was DTR was. I mean, he was okay.
He was decent. He could have had more potential if he would have played as a starter a little bit more
On a better team.
But watch it now.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Ronald. I'm
But-
so sorry for making fun of your team. But yeah, so I think this is a good move.
I think he had a potential, like I said. Now that we have Joe Flacco back, and we have Kenny Pickett, the Browns have Kenny Pickett, those first two are not bad.
Yeah.
The question is going to be how the Browns run with the draft. Are they going to take an edge rusher, which we could use on the other side of Myles Garrett? Or are they going to go the stupid direction and get a fourth quarterback, which technically you do need, a fourth quarterback, and drop Deshaun Watson and Shador down, or whoever they draft, down to the practice squad or wherever? I don't want to see that. I think the three that we have now is perfectly fine. But we'll just have to see as the draft comes along.
So who do you think they should select?
I honestly, as much as it pains me to say this because I don't like this team.
Draft song.
Not as much as not as
different
much
guy.
as the team up north. But I would say we need to get. I would say the Browns should go for Abdul Carter.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see, and he is a edge rusher out of Penn State. I would love to see the Browns. I would love to see the Browns get him, because, like I said, you've got Myles Garrett on one side, you have Abdul Carter, who is a great edge rusher, on the other. That would be one unstoppable force.
Yeah, I think them picking up Abdul Carter in the draft would be a pretty good move. I mean, he's done well for himself in Penn State, and like you said, having an edge rusher would be, I think it'd be a really good idea. And even though, you do kind of need a fourth QB just in case things go sideways, picking one up in the draft, especially for the Browns, is not a good idea. So I mean, picking one up in the draft isn't a bad idea, but I mean, you guys have more pressing matters, and of course, you're the Browns, so drafting history with quarterbacks is not great.
Yeah, if anything, we'll just try and see if we can convince Aaron Rodgers to come over.
That would be a horrible idea, and you know it.
Hey,
you know it.
Hey, he would end his career with the Browns.
Yeah.
Which is what I want to do.
I don't know. All I know is that he's probably going to Pittsburgh, and Utree is just going to be drinking himself into
more than likely, considering that Russell Wilson is going to, New York Giants. Moving on, the other New York team. The Jets and wide receiver Alan Lazard reached an agreement on a restructured contract per sources. Lazard, who was scheduled to earn $11 million in 2025, took a $8.5 million pay cut to remain under contract with the Jets, who are guaranteeing a $1.75 million of his salary for the upcoming season. Lazard's reworked deal also includes $2.5 million in upside that he can earn back. Not a bad restructure.
Yeah.
Could be a little bit better. But
it's just what do you want? If you don't have a high man rating, they'll tell you, well, we don't want to trade you. We don't want to trade for you because you aren't good in Madden.
And I'm going to finish on this. This is college football, considering that it's going around. There was a couple of spring games.
Your favorite team!
Hold on a minute. Let me get there. Moving on to, there was a couple of spring games going on to college football yesterday. Ohio State had theirs, Tennessee had theirs, and I believe there was a few more. Going on to Tennessee. This was probably, and that's how I feel about it. Going on.
Oh, hey.
Moving on, but Tennessee is moving on from their starting quarterback, Nico Iamaleava. Tennessee coach John Hupel informed the team of the decision at a team meeting. Iamaleava missed meetings and practice on Friday, which was the driver of the decision. And I did go to one of my friends on this, and I specifically asked him, I said, this is an honest question. I'm not rubbing this in your face. I wanted to know his opinion. He is a diehard Tennessee fan, and I wanted to see what he said. He said my friend Connor said he thinks it'll be it will definitely take some time to get used to, but he agrees with the decision that the team made since Tennessee gave him and his family everything while he was there, and he's fine with screwing Tennessee just for another $1 million. And come to find out, he had already restructured his NIL contract, or the contract that he was with for Tennessee, and he asked for another $4 million on top of that.
Wow.
And in my opinion, the NIL has gotten out of control. I'm not going to get too much into that, but I think the NIL has gone out of control. Just basically, you're already getting money from scholarships. Why do you need name, image, likeness for other commercials and companies?
Well, how else are you going to get a weird, crappy suit so you can wear it to the draft and look like a goober?
Doesn't matter, but
That's the question. That's the real question.
But with him moving, the question is going to be, now that they're moving on, is he going to enter the transfer portal, or is he going to try and stay with Tennessee? I would not be surprised if he hits the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I want to be confident and say he could come to Ohio State, but the problem is we already have 3 good quarterbacks. 2 of them are 5-star recruits in the past couple of years.
This guy.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I mean, Nico's a good quarterback. I mean, he had some, like, iffy moment. He definitely had some iffy. Okay, you're only saying that because of the Ohio State game. And I know you're not actually only saying that for the Ohio State game. I'm just trying to discount what you say because you're an Ohio State fan and your words mean nothing to me. So,
I was just going to tell you what other Tennessee fans have said.
okay, like, I mean, he's been okay. In my opinion, like, I don't think he's been like Peyton Manning, because nobody's.
Nobody's going to get close to that in Tennessee.
Nobody's Peyton Manning except for Peyton freaking Manning. I still need to find his Vols card anyway.
Oh, God.
But I think it's good to try to move on from him, because I mean, he did have some rough moments, especially. Like, why would you try to run it yourself like that, and then you just decide, hey, I'm gonna run right out of bounds? Like, what are you doing, Bucko?
Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
If you are a Tennessee fan or you are a college football fan, feel free to leave your opinion on that down in the comments. We will try and respond possibly next week, or by the next episode, as well as on the draft night. So we'll have to see. But moving on to the final 2. Two categories.
And before we get into that, I do want to mention one thing. So in case y'all didn't know, we do have an Instagram.
Yes.
And sometime soon, I'll be posting like a little survey thing on our story, and I'll basically be asking like, if you guys have any like sports related questions that you guys have, like. What do we think about this team's quarterback situation? Do we think this team will make it to the Stanley Cup final? What do we think about this move by this NBA team? Or do we think this guy should just suffer through his injury instead of getting a Tommy John or whatever?
We'll post that.
We'll post that sometime soon.
We'll do it on our podcast channel. We'll also do a couple on. We'll probably post the same thing on ours, on our individual ones.
Maybe
if you follow us on Instagram and everything, if you want to have, if you have questions that you want to see us react to or respond to, either way, feel free to put it in the comments. We'll look at them in the episodes. We both have access to the channel.
Yeah.
So we'll both look at them, and hopefully by next episode we'll have everything written down. And we'll let you know how we feel on those topics. But right now, with all this stuff going on, it's kind of hard to bounce back and forth. There's been quite a bit of news.
And also, and the Instagram link is in, I believe, our channel description.
Yes.
So,
if need be, I can put it in.
Follow us, please, because we're just a small little channel, and we need more people to listen to our insane ramblings about grown men hurting themselves over a ball.
If need be, just reach out to either one of us. either on our individual
if you know
channels.
us personally, though,
If you know us, yeah.
If some random stranger's just like, oh, I've got your phone number. Can I ask you something? I'm probably gonna be like, I'm calling the police. All right, so let's talk about basketball and things like that. So
here we go.
So starting off with some very, very big news coming out of Denver. The Denver Chicken Nuggets, God, I want some chicken nuggets right now.
Shush.
Have fired their head coach Michael Malone after 10 seasons with the team. They are currently 47th and 32 and 4th in the West. And not only that, not only have they fired their head coach, they also fired their general manager. Fired, kill me, fired GM Calvin Booth. Shut up, I'm fired.
Is this the Memphis Grizzlies in disguise?
This is the Memphis Grizzlies plus like more.
So if you don't understand what we're talking about, the Memphis Grizzlies were 4th in the Western Conference.
Not fine in the West.
Fired their head coach, and then they dropped. Now, the Denver Nuggets have fired their head coach, 4th in the West. With this, like,
we're gonna see a pattern. I see the pattern here.
Anything could happen. It is absolutely crazy that with a week.
Gotta see what the.
We'll talk about the.
Oh my God, they're 8th. Man, I was hoping they were gonna be 5th in the conference. Then I'd be able to say now they were fine in the West, and now they're 5 in the West.
But we'll go through.
Slap. Ow! I have a bruise right there.
Some other breaking news as of just a few hours ago today. Portland Trail Blazers coach Chauncey Billups.
That's a name.
Has agreed to a multi-year contract extension. So he's been great with the Blazers. Even though they didn't have the best season this year, they still have been great. Billups has had a .550 winning percentage since January 19th, with Blazers ranking in top 5 in defense during that span, while developing emerging talent in Denny Avdija, Shandon Sharp, Shadon, whatever.
Shadon Sharp.
Scoot Henderson.
Wow. First we have Chauncey, and then we have Scoot. These are some of the greatest names I've ever heard in my life.
And then there's also Donovan Klingon.
Klingon?
I don't know.
Are we watching Star Trek?
Jeez.
Khan!
And Tumani Hamara. So he's got some up and rising stars. Hopefully, I want to say hopefully the Blazers get better, but
yeah.
Well, they're in the Western Conference.
We did watch the Cavs beat them. So, you know.
That was a little scary too, somewhat.
Oh, okay. So here we go. So when I get upset about it, you're like, oh, and calm down. But when you get upset about it, it's scary. It's scary. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, shush. Moving on. Moving on to a couple of eliminations as well as clinching scenarios, I should say, in basketball. First off, it's happened again.
Yep.
The Phoenix Suns have been eliminated, and this is the first season since 2019-2020 that both KD, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker won't be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to build a super team around those guys. I mean, you know, KD and Booker are both really good players, and so, you know, they were trying to build themselves a nice super team, but it just didn't work.
Nope.
And so it just led to a really, really, really bad season for Phoenix. So, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like it's hard to see, you know. It's like, dang.
It's hard, but it happens.
Yeah. So womp womp.
Moving on from Phoenix. Well, speaking of Phoenix, I should say.
Oh yeah.
With Phoenix's loss, the Sacramento Kings have locked in a spot in the play-in tournament. Which the play-in tournament starts the April 15th through the 18th. is when it will happen, and then April 19th, which is the same day that hockey starts, is when the actual tournament will begin. You also have another one.
The Dallas Mavericks have clinched the postseason after the Phoenix loss, and I still don't understand how they did this. I mean, with Anthony Davis just not really working out as well as they were hoping, and also him being injured, and all the stuff surrounding them, and not firing their GM after that horrible decision, and then losing Luka. I mean, it's a miracle that they're even here, but frankly, I don't know. I don't expect them to make it far in the play-in, but you know what? Who cares? Like it would be great. It would be great for the memes. But what's the other team that ironically,
the team that beat them and Luka Doncic's current team now. He faced the Dallas Mavericks, and the Lakers have clinched their spot in the playoffs. So after the win over Dallas, his former team, they have clinched, and then Dallas obviously needed, as we said, Sacramento and Dallas needed that loss to Phoenix in order for them to clinch the play-in tournament, or at least clinch the playoffs. So it's going good so far.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think this has been like undoubtedly a very big comeback for LA. I mean, like I said, like after a pretty mediocre start. And then they managed to they managed to get Luka somehow, and now they're blossoming. I mean, they're doing well, and so I think LA has a legitimate shot at doing something in this postseason, but we'll definitely have to see.
It's going to be hard to see them do it. I could see them making a move or at least doing well, but it just depends. I don't know how it's going to be. But my favorite news that I ever got.
Speaking of the Lakers and specifically LeBron, because his former team,
yes, the Cleveland Cavaliers, baby,
they've clinched the number 1 seed in the East. What up?
For the first time since the 2015-2016 season.
Hey, I wonder what happened that year.
That's what I'm getting at. I am sticking that the Cleveland Cavaliers will win the championship this year.
Yeah.
Again, I want to see that happen. Having Ohio State win the college football national championship and having Cleveland win this year.
And having Columbus do well.
Oh,
I mean, they're probably not going to make the postseason, but good season for them.
We'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Sean Monahan, you have the opportunity to be really, really funny.
So, and of course, Donovan Mitchell has actually been out for a little bit because of his ankle, but just like a minute ago as of this recording, Donovan Mitchell is expected back for the 1 seed Cavaliers when playoffs begin on the 20th.
Well, how about that?
It is done. Let's get it done.
Cooked. But yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Oh my gosh!
And also, I found a really interesting statistic about the Cavs. They have swept 17 teams this season. Let's see. And last time Cleveland clinched the East, they won it all. And with the new Cleveland Cavaliers, they are number 1 offense in the league, top 10 defense. They have 4 All-Stars, 2 closers, 2 anchors, 2 Sixth Man of the Year candidates, and the Coach of the Year. So,
Coach of the
this year, I feel like all eyes are going to be on Cleveland.
Oh, no doubt.
Definitely. I mean, like, you have a lot of the other teams, like OKC is going to be wanting to make some noise. You have LA and their resurgence with Luka, but I genuinely do feel like this is Cleveland's year to get to take home another ring.
I'm wanting to see that happen again, and if it does, I may try and take a trip out to Cleveland to go see the parade. I never got to go to the one.
Take me with you.
Okay, yes, I probably should.
There you go. Hey, you know what? You dragged me all the way up there so I could go and watch them. Okay.
You wanted to go to the stadium.
I'm not saying that I didn't, bro. I also wanted to go to the Cleveland game because it was your idea.
I gave him two options. So
yeah, it was either that or go to Ohio State Penitentiary, and I'm like, Don't get me wrong, I would love to go to prison, but wait.
Think about that again.
I mean, I would love to go to an old prison and probably get haunted by the ghost of some guy for the rest of my life, but frankly, I feel like I would much rather go watch some really, really tall people throw a ball.
So,
Stuff like that.
So, what's funny is on the eastern side, the play-in tournament standings are locked in. So, nobody is moving. It's already been locked in. So, Chicago Bulls and Miami Heat, 9 and 10, are going to be facing off against each other, and Orlando Magic and Atlanta Hawks, the 7 and 8 seeds, are going to be facing off against each other. The winner of the 9 and 10 seed will move on to face the loser of the 7-8 seed. The winner of the 7-8 game will move on to face, will claim that 7 seed, move on to face Boston Celtics. The winner of the 9-10 and the loser of the 7-8 game, whoever wins that one moves on to face the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland, I believe, as well. So.
We clinched home?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So, well, I think the series moves on. We at least got a first round bye. But they'll move on to face Cleveland. 4 and 5, you got the Pacers and the Bucks. 3 and 6, you have the New York Knicks and Detroit. Is still, well, I guess we did say that Detroit clinched last week, so yes.
Still don't know how they made it here.
I don't know either, but 3 and 6, New York Knicks
Good
and
on them.
The Detroit Pistons, and that is the Eastern Conference, how it stands right now.
The Knicks. They of being endlessly memed upon. All right, so looking at the West, the 9 and 10 seed in the play-in tournaments is the Sacramento Kings, and they will be facing off the 10 seed in the Dallas Mavericks. Then the 7th and 8th seed in the play-in, the 7th seed being the Timberwolves, and they will be facing the number 8 seed, the Memphis Grizzlies. Still don't know how the heck they failed this badly.
I don't know. I'll have to look at the conferences to see how close they are to being, if they get eliminated, how close it is.
Yeah, and then the winner of the 9 and 10 seed will face off against the loser of the 9 and 8 seed, and the winner, I think that's what it is.
Loser of the 7 and 8 seed, excuse me.
My bad. And then the winner of that game will move up to the 8th seed and face off against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then the winner of the 7-8 seed. Sorry. Will go to the 7th seed and face off against the number 2 seed, who is currently the Houston Rockets.
They have been pretty good, so yeah. I could say.
I mean, even with a lot of they did have a lot of injuries recently, but they're still doing well for themselves.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd and 6th seed that will be facing off will be the Lakers and the Warriors.
Oh boy, LeBron gets to face Steph Curry again.
So I think we all want the same outcome. A meteor hits the stadium, and then
Arena,
yeah, just like a meteor just goes.
It's the same thing with hockey. They're not in the stadium; they're in an arena.
Yeah. Then or a forum.
Touche.
Yeah, because you had the Forum in Montreal, which is where they used to play.
Yeah, the Kia Forum.
St. Pete times Forum, which is now Amalie Arena because of the Yeah. When the Lightning first started, they were somewhere else, and they called it the Ice Palace.
Moving on.
I'm trying to educate you, child, or the Garden. Anyway, and then you have the 4th and 5th seeds, which are the Denver Nuggets at 4th and the Los Angeles Clippers at 5th.
We'll see how that works out. But
Sportsball, baby.
Right now,
I just don't know. Like, looking at it now, I don't know if. Here's my thing. I don't know if the Clippers are really going to do anything because, because here's the thing. With Martin Brodeur as their starting quarterback, I don't know if they're going to be able to. I don't know if their bullpen is going to be able to get as many holes in ones. For God's sake.
I understand the Masters is today, but for crying out loud.
What if Babe Ruth wants a green jacket? What if he wants one?
Buddy?
What if Lionel Messi once won? For God's sake.
Stop it.
Why are you hitting me in the nose? Sportsball.
But as we
Look,
look,
I have to get at least one in every episode. Okay?
I know, but
Quit hitting me every time I do it.
as we look at the standings, I say Memphis to be eliminated. Technically, they can't be eliminated now. They've clinched the play-in tournament. It just depends on where they go. Minnesota hasn't even clinched the playoff spot or play-in tournament, or has clinched a playoff berth. So right now, Denver, Los Angeles Clippers, Warriors, and Minnesota are the remaining 4 teams that have not clinched a spot or a playoff berth. And there's not that many games going on. There's not that many games left.
Yeah.
They've only got a week. Actually, less than a week now, technically.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of the Grizzlies, they're going to be they are going to be facing two injuries to their team. The first is Brandon Clark will miss the remainder of the season with a high-grade PCL sprain. And then, following a really bad injury to Jalen Wells, he will miss the rest of the season after suffering a broken right wrist, concussion, and facial laceration. Now those are going to be some big losses for Memphis. I don't think they're going to get swept. I mean, it'd be funny. Please, God, let it happen.
I think it will happen.
But this is going to be a tough loss for them, and that's going to be a big hit for that team. So we'll just have to see. Is that all you have?
Yeah, that's about all I have. So good luck to every team that is in there.
Except for LA, please just burn.
Which LA?
Yes.
Moving on to the NHL, but also hockey in general. First off, congratulations to the Western Michigan men's hockey team for winning the NCAA National, or the Frozen Four, I guess it's called, in hockey. This is their first national championship appearance and their first national championship win.
That's really cool.
So, it's crazy. They won against Boston University 6-2. 6-2. I don't know how. Boston University is probably one of the better colleges to have a hockey program in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy, but now we just have to see what happens. Moving on to some clinches, as well as some... do you have eliminations yet?
Oh, dude, I have a lot of eliminations.
Oh, gosh. Moving on to some clinches.
Yeah.
Cool. I've got a couple clinches. Yeah. I'll cover all those.
Yeah, you need to organize your folder a little better.
Shush.
Sorry. Anyway, so the first elimination we'll be talking about, I almost called it an elimination, but so the first elimination that we'll be talking about are the New York Islanders. This is the first time that they've missed the postseason since 2022.
That ain't too far away.
Yeah, I mean, the Islanders, their season was just rough. I mean, Anthony Duclair didn't play as well as they were hoping. They lost Brock Nelson. Sorokin basically fell off the face of a map. Their team was just not good. I mean, they had some bright spots. I mean, I guess Horvat was okay, but other than that, I mean, their season was just not that good and stuff like that. I mean, I am pleading with Lou Lamoriello, please to God, do something in the offseason. Anything, because he just does nothing for them.
Yeah.
And then another elimination that we'll be talking about, ironically, the same team in the same state, the New York Rangers. I mean, this team has been an absolute mess.
We had hopes.
We had hope? No, dude, I'm happy to see them burn.
Well,
I mean,
yes,
I like the Rangers.
But when you have to admit, when they got
wearing the jersey, the sweater of their owners,
you have to admit that even though we talk trash about them, the first, one of the very first few episodes that we did,
yeah,
they jumped up and they proved us wrong.
Yeah.
So you have to admit that you had a tiny bit of hope.
Kind of.
That they would, because I would have loved, it's funny that I say this, because I would love to have been proven wrong about about New York Rangers.
Yeah.
Because they did pretty good. They bounced back up from being at the bottom, and they came really close.
Yeah, and I mean, when it comes to this team, I'm seeing a lot of shades of the 2023 Lakers minus the playoff run.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this team, their whole season has been rife with drama. I mean, you had them having a really bad start, all the smoke in the locker room, players wanting out, players getting tired of not getting played, and then you had guys like Kako leaving, and all of them, and Lindgren got kicked out, and
a lot of other stuff.
What's his name?
Miller,
Philip Hedl getting kicked out, and then they did get, and then after getting JT Miller, they did kind of start getting places. I mean, Miller,
they bounced back quite a bit.
Yeah, Miller did well for himself in New York, but as time kept going on, defense started being a mess. Mika Zibanejad was a straight up liability on the ice. The only player actually doing anything was Artemi Panarin, who actually got 300 goals this season. But I feel like that stat's going to be overshadowed because of how bad this season was for them. I mean, they were a very erratic team. Still so much smoke and drama going on and stuff like that. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people. I mean, Peter Laviolette, I honestly think he needs to be fired. I mean, yeah, he did take them to the conference finals last year, but I mean, when it comes down to it, looking at this team, looking at how much of a mess they've been this whole season, I don't know if Laviolette is, I don't know if they should keep him around. I've actually heard people say, like a friend of mine, like a good buddy of mine, he's a Rangers fan. He told me that they should just straight up fire Laviolette and put in John Tortorella. I know he has a bit of a rep. I know he has a bit of a rep for being, a bit of a hothead. But at the same time, I feel like New York kind of needs. I feel like they just need to get whipped into shape somehow, because this team is not going anywhere if they keep up with this. If they just keep up with this, I mean, they've been getting humiliated left and right by a certain team. You might have heard of them. I mean, they got the crap beat out of them by the Lightning a while ago. I'm pretty sure they got the crap beat out of them by the Blue Jackets a while ago. I don't remember.
It was a close game.
I don't remember. I don't really pay attention to your team.
If you didn't hear
much.
me, I said it was a close game.
But yeah, so another team that's been a bit of a mess this season, I'm very disappointed, are the Vancouver Canucks, the team that the Rangers beat in the finals in 1994.
So close. Close.
I mean, Vancouver, man, it's hard to see. I mean, they had a great run last year, out of nowhere, basically becoming one of the best teams in the entire league. I mean, guys like Quinn Hughes, Brock Besser, JT Miller, ironic. But I mean, it was a messy season. I mean, Thatcher Demko was doing really good, and then he got injured, and then Artur Shilovs came in, and he was really good, and he sucked this year. Kevin Lankinen was good, but, and then, of course, you have all the stuff going around about Brock Besser, it's very possible that Besser has played his final season in Vancouver. I mean, there was talk that he might go to Tampa, or he might go to other teams during the trade deadline.
And yeah, that's going to be the huge thing. It stinks to see them, I guess, be eliminated.
Yeah.
They were really great. Well, I wouldn't say great. They were good this season. Could have been better. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks to see that their really, really good run last year was just a one-off. And speaking of Brock Besser, when he was asked about re-signing, he ended up saying, quote, "It's unlikely." So it's very possible we see him in a different sweater this coming.
Bring him to Columbus.
Maybe.
I want to see him come to Columbus.
Yeah.
Do you understand how great even though Columbus is great now, I would love to see how great they would be with him.
Yeah, another team that got eliminated, and this is going to be for the 9th consecutive season, the Detroit Red Wings. Now, the Detroit Red Wings, their season has been very up and down. I mean, they had a decent start.
I can still hear the tears of the Detroit fans from the Stadium Series because of the
especially
high
that drunk guy a few rows down. Oh my God!
Still, if you don't know what we're
that
talking
guy
about,
behind us was cool though. Well,
decent.
Well, I mean, the other guys sucked. But
if you don't know what we're talking about, in the Stadium Series, a lot of Detroit Red Wings fans were very upset after the game. Let's just say,
yeah. I mean, I will
because
say
of a high stick.
Calls.
But my uncle did point out that what the commentators said and the rules analysis said is that the reason why it was not called a high stick is because the guy was not injured in some way. He was able to get back up and he was able to continue the play. So I'm going to leave it at that. But
so yeah, I mean, like the Red Wings. I mean, Stevie Y is definitely in the hot seat. I mean, you know, he was a great GM in Tampa Bay. He helped build the Lightning into what they are today and what helped them win those 2 cups. But in Detroit, like, you know, he's getting a lot of flack, and I understand why. I mean, players aren't doing that well. The team's just not producing. And with this losing culture that they've been having over the past few years, it's no wonder why he's getting looked at and being like, what are you doing? So, yeah, I mean, Detroit, it's a mess for them. And, of course, it hurts to say, but once again, for the
hold on.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, good. So, for the 14th consecutive year, the Buffalo Sabres, sorry, the 14th straight year the Blue Jackets have been mid, but for the 14th straight year, the Buffalo Sabres have been eliminated from playoff contention. I mean,
we had to make sure Mike wasn't
no matter what, it's Groundhog Day in Buffalo. Whether it's the Bills losing to the Chiefs in the postseason, whether it's the Chiefs beating them in the postseason, or Buffalo or the Sabres just not having what it takes to move forward. I mean, they have tied the New York Jets for the longest active playoff drought in North American sports. I mean, what can you say about this team that hasn't already been said? I mean, team hasn't been developed. Like, nobody's developing. No. Nobody's doing well. Tage Thompson is carrying this team on his back. Defense sucks. Goaltending sucks. It's a mess. This squad is an absolute disaster.
And you see why I let him talk more during hockey.
Yeah.
I'm still learning about hockey. Well, I wouldn't say learning about. I know quite a bit. It's just I'm trying to get more up there, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I'm not on your level of knowledge. You were able to name the winners or who scored the last goal. Or the winning goal for
the winning goal up until like the 80s.
And the championship winning team up until the 50s.
Yeah, I'll be honest,
and this kid is younger than me.
A lot of the 50s stuff was kind of dumb luck.
Still, this kid is younger than me and he knows more.
I managed to remember that Ken Linsman scored the winning goal in 84. Have you heard of Ken Linsman?
No, I haven't.
I wasn't born because I told you about it, you idiot. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding, you're great. But yeah.
Watch my hat.
So yeah, I mean, Buffalo. I mean, and it feels like
good luck to you next year.
And it feels like the player curse is still going on because if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Buffalo Sabres player curse refers to the fact that it feels like a lot of players that play for Buffalo end up winning the cup as soon as they leave. I mean, you had Jack Eichel winning it in 2023. You had Sam Reinhart winning it and Kyle Esposito winning it in 2024 with Florida. Then you have Zach Bogosian winning it with Tampa Bay in 2020. Yeah, just 2020. Then Ryan O'Reilly winning it in 2019. And this keeps going back. I mean, you had Hasek winning it with the Red Wings and Andrew Chuck winning it with Tampa Bay. I don't care. They won that year. Shut up, Calgary. But yeah, I mean, it's like, and with now, there are 2 more Buffalo former Sabres that are going into the playoffs for the first time in their careers. I mean, Jeff Skinner's going in with Edmonton, but we'll get to them. And Zemgus Girgensons is going in with Tampa Bay. Please, Girgensons, just please score more because it took you like 1,000 years to score. But all that aside, another team that got eliminated were the Utah Hockey Club, the Storm and Mormons. And honestly,
I'm still putting my money in on Outlaws.
Yeah, I think that would be such a cool name.
It's going to be a better name than freaking Mammoth.
I think Mammoth is cool.
It's decent.
Storm and Mormon. The Utah.
That ain't gonna happen.
The Utah Super Soakers, like the Nerf gun. Anyway, but yeah.
Moving on.
So honestly, I don't think I can fault them too much. I mean, you know, they're working on it. This is their first season. And stuff like that.
I had to think there. I was like, wait a minute, this is not their first season, but I was thinking of Seattle.
Yeah, and I mean, but I'm talking about okay. But I mean, Clayton Keller's been doing well. Players like Genther and Cooley are developing well. They have a lot of young talent. They're working towards it, and there were some re-signings that were definitely worth it. I mean, finally, Ian Cole actually decided, hey, I'm gonna play defense because he was horrible when he played for Tampa. I will never forgive him for being horrible in Tampa. But I mean, yeah. So I think this is gonna be. I think it's cool, and especially since they're getting fans in. Their owner's a really great guy. Mitch Marner, please come to Utah because that would be really, really funny. So yeah, I think Utah has a bright future ahead of them.
We'll see how it goes.
Ryan Smith, you are infinitely better than Alex Mariuelo, and that's not a low bar at all.
But moving on to some NHL history. We covered NHL history on last episode with Ovechkin finally beating the goal record and possibly moving it on more. He has not played as of I think it was yesterday's game against Columbus Blue Jackets, which as a Blue Jackets fan, I was a little shocked that we won 7-0. But when I saw that...
carried.
When I saw... won 7-0, excuse me, over Capitals. If I said lost, that meant the other way.
Just keep going. You're good.
But I saw that Ovechkin was scratched. I would not be surprised if he's just scratched for the rest of the season. It's no surprise. He's beaten the record. He's gotten what he needs, all that kind of stuff. But for the first time in NHL history,
huge,
the Bruins, the Penguins, and the aforementioned Rangers have all missed the playoffs. This is the first time ever that all three teams have never been in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, like, think about it. This league has been around since 1917. The fact that it's taken this long for those three teams to not make it is crazy. I mean, like, I think most of the NHL is celebrating because let's be honest, the Penguins, the Bruins, and the Rangers are some of the most hated teams in the NHL. I mean, they're not like, I wouldn't say they're the top three because, you still have other hated teams like Toronto, but
The Toronto what? Better not say it on this show.
The Toronto Make-Believes. Make-Believes? Yeah.
Good choice.
Make-Believes. But yeah, so I think that's a crazy fact. I mean, like, it's crazy. Look at them and laugh.
I want to say I'm happy to see that Pittsburgh is out because I don't like Pittsburgh.
Who does?
But
suck.
I would love to still. It's going to feel weird without having Sidney Crosby in the playoffs.
I mean, they haven't made it since like 2022.
But still,
crazy.
It still feels weird. Moving on to a couple of teams that have clinched, but getting on to the record-breaking goals. The Washington Capitals have clinched or have taken the Metropolitan Division title.
Yeah, that's insane to me. I mean, they got swept last year.
Are you shocked?
Honestly, not really. I mean, like, last year they got swept, and now this year they suddenly decided, hey, let's actually play hockey. And I mean, they've had an amazing season.
They all decided to just pass the puck to Ovechkin.
Yeah, and I mean, he had a pretty rough year last year, and even then he still played really well.
Oh, yeah.
But so like, that's great. But another team that finally clinched, and this is the first time they made it since their Cinderella run to the conference finals in 2017. The Ottawa Senators are in. So this is their 17th postseason appearance. They have never won the Stanley Cup. In their 32nd year in the NHL. This season has been really good for the Sens. I mean, they've definitely been. I mean, picking up Linus Ullmark in the trade in the offseason was a fantastic move for them. I mean, Korpisalo was not good for them. So getting him was a great move, and I mean, Boston clearly didn't seem to want anything to do with them.
Oh, yeah.
And then guys like Claude Giroux doing well, Drake Batherson doing well, Tim Stützle doing well. I mean, what is there to say? Ottawa, I feel like they have a chance to win a round. And that's not me trying to be a jerk.
It could happen, especially with Tkachuk.
Oh yeah, Brady.
Oh my!
And Brady Kachuk. I didn't even mention him. He's been great.
He's been a great player. I would love to see him get a ring, considering the Team USA got screwed out in the Four Nations.
Not really, because I mean, if you leave Connor McDavid wide open, you're not. I don't consider that being screwed. I consider that them screwing.
But the player
different screwing.
But the player who injured, what was his name that got pushed into the goal?
I don't remember.
I can't remember his name. That was a huge factor. The player was not suspended who did it. It wasn't from Canada. Well, maybe it was. I can't remember. But it's just crazy. But moving on to...
Also, sorry. Just one more thing relating to the Senators before.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
I meant to say this earlier. So, speaking of the Senators, their former captain and franchise face, Erik Karlsson, since the Penguins missed the postseason, this will be his 6th consecutive season. After his last time making it, after his last crazy playoff run was his second most recent playoff appearance. I'm having a stroke. Because the last time he made it was with San Jose in 2019, but then but then in 2017 that was his last time actually doing his second most recent playoff appearance was with Ottawa, and now with the Senators making it back into the postseason, he's probably like,
well,
I'm having a stroke, I'm sorry.
But moving on to the team that is on Owen's sweater.
Yep.
The New Jersey Devils have clinched their playoff spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah. It's definitely been a big bounce back season. I mean, last year they were horrible, god-awful goaltending. Akira Schmid was horrible. Jake Allen was terrible, and he's actually played.
Have they had a good goaltender since Brodeur?
Yeah.
Who?
Actually, they actually have, like, Corey Schneider was pretty good for them for a while.
I can see that.
No, not Schneider.
I was about to say.
No, I think Schneider and also Mackenzie Blackwood was pretty good for them for a while, but he's kind of not good anymore. He actually is pretty good because he's with Colorado and they're doing well. But I mean, Jacob Markstrom coming in was a godsend from Calgary and I think that trade's benefited both teams. I mean, Dustin Wolf's been pretty good for Calgary, and Markstrom's been amazing. But nobody was better than Brodeur. But yeah, so pretty good, really, really good year for them. I think this is a good sign of things to come for them, but we'll have to see. Yeah. We'll definitely have to see. I don't know if they're making it to the final. I don't know.
I don't see it, but then again, we've been proven wrong before.
I really need a Scott Niedermayer sweater. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, so it's also been confirmed that the first round for New Jersey it's locked in, and this is going to be a rematch of the 2023 second round.
Here we go.
New Jersey is going to be facing off against the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, the last time these two faced off in the postseason was in 2023, as I said, in the second round. Carolina ended up taking them in 5 after an overtime goal. After Jesperi Kotkaniemi made a shot on net and it got tipped in by Jesper Fast. So that happened. And honestly, I'm worried about New Jersey, especially because guys like Hamilton are out, and of course Jack Hughes, their superstar, is out too. Yeah. So that's going to be concerning. I don't know how far they're going to make it. We'll have to see.
Yep.
But yeah.
Moving on to the Western Conference, or back to the Western Conference, I should say. The Winnipeg Jets have clinched the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, just like how the Washington Capitals clinched the number 1 seed in the East. Winnipeg Jets undoubtedly have taken the number 1 seed in the West.
Yeah.
So it is going to be a fun one. We will wrap this up.
Oh wait, no, I have another.
You got another one. Oh,
yeah.
I forgot about that.
God dog it. Easy, buddy. That's why I stopped myself. So the Edmonton Oilers have also clinched the playoffs for the 6th time I mean, for the 6th straight season.
There you go.
Yeah, not for the 6th time.
Get your word.
Yeah. But yeah, so great season for them. I mean, it has kind of been a step back, but I mean, players, and this is the first time Jeff Skinner is going to be in the postseason because he did play his career in Carolina and in Buffalo. And the first round has also been locked in for Edmonton and Los Angeles. This is going to be the 4th straight time that they've faced off against one another, for the Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. Now, the first time they faced off was 4 years ago, and the Kings ended up getting beaten in 7, and then they got beaten in 6, and then they got beaten in 5. So,
will they get beaten in 4?
Will they get swept? That's the question. And also, 2 big things coming out of Tampa Bay. First and foremost, Oliver Bjorkstrand is going to be out week to week. Kill me, please. I cannot take this pain. God. Especially since, and it sucks because we're going into the postseason and he's injured, so that's going to be fun. And then, and with this, Connor Geekie has been recalled from Syracuse. Now,
Syracuse.
Yeah. Because that's
Syracuse.
That's their AHL affiliate. Did I say it wrong? Syracuse. Frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a rat's booty. Connor Geekie's been recalled, and I think this is an okay move. I mean, Connor Geekie, he was all right. He wasn't like the best, but he's a young rookie, so we'll have to see. I wish Bjorkstrand did not get injured. Also, Blue Jackets legend. So there's that. What? Oh my God. I make fun of your team and you get mad. I compliment your team and call them a legend for your team and you get mad. How do I win with you dumb Ohio people?
Watch it now. Ow!
You watch it. Also, the Pacific Division champion has been locked in with the Vegas Golden Knights. Now let's just move on because I don't think any of us like them.
Not really.
Also, big news, Alec Martinez, he of the legendary 2014 Stanley Cup winning goal with Los Angeles, is retiring from professional hockey at the age of 37.
Only 37? I was expecting...
You have something on your desk. Wait, look at me. Okay, you got it.
Why are you doing this?
I don't know. So, it was getting on my nerves. So, Alec Martinez is retiring, and I mean, he's of course always going to be legendary in LA. He was a great defenseman in his prime, and of course, he did get that goal after I believe, it was Toffoli made the initial shot on Lundqvist, and then it came off his right pad, I believe. Wide open net for Martinez, put it right in, and that's honestly one of the most iconic goals in Stanley Cup final history. It's just, and now he's retiring. Him and Pat Maroon are both gone, so it sucks. I need a Martinez sweater and a Pat Maroon sweater.
Another thing that I'll say is, I believe it was Landeskog, for the first time in almost a year, finally
since 2022, I think.
So about 3 years. Correction. He has been injured for a while, but he has finally scored his first points, or first goal, I guess.
In the professional hockey because he got signed to the AHL affiliate, the Colorado Eagles.
It's crazy. His first game back and he gets in a fight. It's crazy.
Don't injure yourself again, bud. Come on.
He about did.
Yeah, so Landy's back, baby. And he could be coming back for the Avalanche in the postseason, so we'll see.
But looking at the Eastern standings, there's only 2 teams that are battling out for the last wild card spot, and that's the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Montreal Canadiens. 5 points only remain between the two. In my opinion, and this is just being a Columbus Blue Jackets fan, the only way Columbus is going to get in is if they win the next 3 or 4 games that they have. They've got Washington today, and then they've got 2 more games later on in the week. Montreal only has 2 more games in the week. They don't play today, they play the same days that Columbus Blue Jackets plays. So the only way I think Columbus is going to get in is if Montreal loses the next 2 games and Columbus has to win today's game and then the other 2 games later on this week.
They got to pull out some devil magic in order to get in.
I want to see them get in, but even if Columbus gets one spot out, I'll still be happy with the season. It's been great, especially 1 year, unfortunately, almost 1 year after Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew Gaudreau has passed away.
I feel like we talked about this like every episode.
It doesn't matter. It's still a great season how it's been.
Absolutely.
I don't care what has happened, but it's still been a great season. Moving on to
It's also been a great season for Montreal as well. Sorry to interrupt, but it's been a great season for them as well. I mean, this could be their first time making it to the postseason since 2021, where they did have that random run to the Cup final with guys like Carey Price, Shea Weber, and all them. So it's very possible that they could make it back. And I don't think I would hate to see that. I like Montreal. They're not my least favorite team in the world. I do like them. And guys like Suzuki and Caulfield have been good. Their goaltending has been pretty good. I mean, and of course, our great king, Lane Hudson, our king, because they will not shut up about how good he is, because, he is pretty good. So, that's...
Moving on to a little bit of the Western Conference, it is almost a three-way battle right now. Minnesota has 95 points. They are first in the wild card. Second in the wild card is the St. Louis Blues with 94 points. And then you've got Calgary with 90 points. It is, in my opinion, I say it's a three-way battle, but the only way for that to happen is for Calgary. If Calgary wants to get in, they have to win. Just like Columbus, they got to win the remainder of the season, and either Minnesota or St. Louis has to lose the rest.
Yeah.
And that'll seal it for them. St. Louis and Minnesota, it's going to be a battle between those two, in my opinion. There's only 2 spots remaining for Eastern in the wild card, and there's 3 spots remaining for the Western Conference in the wild card. Who do you think? Let's go to the Eastern Conference first. I should have asked this earlier. This is a question. It's a yes or no question. Do you think Columbus makes it in, yes or no?
No.
Why do you say that?
I mean, all things considered, this isn't a diss against you, obviously.
All right.
Because, come on. When have I ever made fun of your hockey team?
Really?
But yeah, so, I don't necessarily think that, I don't want to, constantly diss your team, but, looking at the difference between the points, I don't know. I just think Montreal has the advantage here.
They might. We'll have to see how it goes. Like I said, there's 3 games remaining. That's including today with the Columbus Blue Jackets playing today as of this recording, and then there's 2 other games that finalize the season. But as we look at the Western Conference, between those 3 teams, well, for Calgary, even though they are 4 points behind, do you think they will make it into the wild card, yes or no?
It's kind of hard to say. St. Louis has been on an absolute tear lately. And despite the fact that, sure, Calgary's still hanging in there, I don't think they're going to make it.
We'll have to see how it goes. In my opinion, I think Calgary gets eliminated, and then it has to come down to St. Louis and Minnesota. I think St. Louis takes the first wild card spot in the Western Conference, and the Wild take the second.
Okay.
What do you say on that?
It's hard to say. I think Minnesota's probably gonna wait. Let me see. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's close. I think.
You see why I chose that?
Yeah. I thought the margin was bigger, but yeah. No, I think St. Louis could definitely take the first.
We'll have to see. Playoffs for both the NHL and the NBA start.
I'm terrified, but I'm so excited.
Start next Saturday. We will be here live for the draft. We'll keep reminding. I understand we've said that for the past, probably since we started in April. But the draft is something huge that we both want to do live.
Absolutely.
So we'll let you know when it will happen. We will probably start more than likely about, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes before?
Yeah, maybe a little bit before that. I'll probably get a pizza or something.
We'll figure out something. We will be live I don't know if it's going to be here or if it's going to be in one of our places.
It'll probably be at your place because, like, even though you have a cat and I'll probably be dying, I'll probably take like a Zyrtec before.
We'll try to keep him out of the way.
Yeah, so
but thank you guys for watching the episode.
Definitely like, subscribe, tell the folks. Follow our Instagram, and we'll try to get those like polls out and stuff. And most importantly, go Sportsball!